The Bee Squad is an actual extension program that's run out of the University of Minnesota Bee Lab, and it is our job to work with both beekeepers and the public in order to support bees. And part of our job is to be here at the Weisman Art Museum, where they're part of our program called Hive to Bottle, and we consider them bee supporters. This year we're managing right about 100 colonies in the Twin Cities area for about 50 different clients. We've managed colonies both for organizations, for businesses, and also for families. So she's gone to a plant and collected the resin from the plant and brought it back to the colony, and they take that resin and they mix it with wax, and we call it propolis. At the Weisman Art Museum, we're managing 4 colonies. We started with 2 last year, and they successfully made it through the Minnesota winter, and so now they have 4. And so what we do all year long is we make sure that they're healthy. We visit approximately every 2 weeks and make sure that the queen is healthy and laying eggs, make sure they have enough resources. Every time we visit, that every couple of weeks, we're collecting colony health data. So we're able to compare across the Twin Cities metro area. We're able to see how all of these colonies are doing. In 2006, beekeepers noticed that a large number of colonies were dying. And what we know to be colony collapse is really a multiple factor impact of different issues that the bees are facing. So they include pesticides. There's also a lack of food for bees. So bees need good, diverse nutrition in order to be healthy. On top of that, there's a very serious mite pest that was introduced in the United States in 1987, and the bees need help combating that mite. To make matters worse, all of these factors combined, and they increase the levels of pathogens in the colonies because the mites will transmit the pathogens, and a lack of good nutrition makes it harder for the bees to actually be able to combat diseases. We really do depend upon honeybees for a lot of pollination needs, and so the bees are pollinating our foods, and if the pollination needs are not met, then the price of food is going to go up. The other impact for consumers that they should be aware of is just the fact that we're looking at the honeybees, and the honeybees are definitely struggling, but there are, just in Minnesota alone, there are 350 to 400 other kinds of bees, and these bees are facing the same challenges. It's pretty simple. They need good, diverse food, and they need that food to not be contaminated by pesticides. What the consumer can do if they're going to treat something that a pollinator feeds on, then they need to do their best to, if they're going to use something, to make sure that it's as safe as possible for pollinators. So planting for early, mid, and late season is really good for the bees, and so we're seeing dandelion in the early season, as well as maple trees and willow trees. Clover is excellent for honeybees. They make a lot of honey from clover. Basswood trees are fantastic as a good source of pollen, or of nectar, excuse me. And then later season, asters and goldenrod, sunflowers are very good for the bees. They're good for us. They tell us a lot about what we're doing.